Okay, I need to show off my Christmas sweater. But that means I have to change the camera beholder! Yeah. December 25th, 2020. It's been an odd year. Happy Christmas to those of you who celebrate, and to those of you who don't. I hope the new year is going to be amazing for all of us. Today on Endegar World Building, we're going to talk about celestial objects, planets, moons, things like that, the sun, and the most misunderstood race within your campaign setting. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Jordan here. This PH is silent, and we're going to dive into some Notion to talk about planets and races and interesting stuff like that. So, diving over here to Building Better Worlds. Today's exercise from our web writer is the sky. Yeah, so we're going to go through here, but it says read this article and then find out how many I'm getting text messages. How many moons does your world have? How long does a month for each of them? Sorry, everybody, I got a text message that I had to then answer as a phone call, so I paused the recording, but we're back. So in this exercise, we're going to read this. How many moons does your world have? How long is a month? What are they named? Do you have any scenes already plotted in which moonlight is absolutely necessary? If so, I have a lot of common, yeah. So this article, what is this? Is this another one that doesn't work anymore? Yeah, not found. So we don't have that article. But basically, let's think about planets and celestial objects. We talked earlier about if I'm sticking with that, 8 dragons for the 8 schools of magic. They come down. The dragon of divination goes up to the sky and becomes the moon. And that the dragon of illusion created all of this stuff, the stars, and basically gave us something to look at night. And I think moons are important because there are so many, mythological gods and stuff tied to the moon because we have a moon here on Earth. So having at least one moon is important, and that moon could be of any color. And I was actually thinking of making the moon green, and have it be some kind of weird, lush, tropical something or other. So my secret wish, and I probably won't do this with Endegar, but Whenever someone's like, why do you play D&D? I tell them, because I want to be a wizard that rides a magic carpet to fight dinosaurs on the moon. And so there's a part of me that's like, Jordan, do you really want to put dinosaurs on the moon? But I don't know if Endegar's the world. I really kind of want to put dinosaurs on the moon, though. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So maybe a green moon that is lush. And I'm thinking a lot of Jack Vance. I read part of his series, The Dying Earth, which is kind of a collection of short stories about this world called the Dying Earth, and heavily inspired old D&D from the 70s, because these books were written in the 50s or earlier. And he has, maybe I'm wrong about this, and you can tell me in the comments if you have read those books, but I think there's a moon base, and a wizard lives there, and it's this really awesome world. And then a creation of his ends up leaving and going down to the, quote, dying Earth, which is Earth of the future, that is dying, and the sun is red, and they're all just waiting for the world to destroy itself, because the sun's going to implode, and they're all going to either freeze to death or die or something. But that image of this wizard having this space on the moon where he just practices his experiments in peace, I've always liked that. So rather than being a cold dead thing, maybe it could be a green, and we don't know why it's green. Maybe it's a sea and it's covered in algae. Maybe it's a forest. Maybe it's just the rock plants. We don't have the telescopes to really see. And so we can leave that ambiguous. But going forward, that could be something really interesting to figure out. And maybe there is a teleportation device that will take you to the moon, and that could be cool. So Green Moon, which was the Dragon of Divination. And so a lot of divination spells could be tied to the moon in Endegar because of that. In whether advertently or inadvertently, it could be just, no, you like a common phrase is like, we'll look to the moon for your future or something like that. And then maybe astrology and finding the various stars in alignment and things like that. Yeah. So Green Moon, probably one of the dragons. And then I'm still thinking I'm probably going to be like the dragon of necromancy that creates life. I'm not sure. Something. I've also been thinking that those 8 dragons that fly down don't return to be gods, and that the gods are a reflection of the humans that worship them. So I like that these, and so then it doesn't even really need to be dragons, other than I wanted a dragon on the prime material plane living on Endegar. So maybe I just need like the forces of magic created life. I don't know, this is getting off topic, and I know you guys probably don't mind whether it's off topic or not, but yeah, that's a good one. So we can even tie that with today's challenge, the most misunderstood playable race. And maybe I was thinking the 2 races that are not well defined yet and would be misunderstood are Firbolgs and minotaurs. And specifically, what if Firbolgs are from the Green Moon and they're traveling here to, I don't know, see the world, but that's where Firbolg home is on the moon. Firbolgs are from the Green Moon. So we need a name for this moon, which is probably going to be the name of the divination dragon. And to do that, we'll have to do probably some word generators and stuff like that. I don't know if it needs to be, I'm not sure exactly, but there could also be like a cult of the moon. I mean, humans find a glowy object and they'll start worshiping it, kind of a thing. So, okay, so here's the universe building section of this is the Adventures in Space box set. Sorry, I had to look at the title. I didn't remember what it was called. But you can randomly generate systems. So this is going to be, I think, a fixed system, which means that they're rolling in relative. We're not going to have random movements where planets would collide with one another. And it's not a single planet, and it's not a void. So the center is going to be a sun, which will be a fiery body. So we don't want to do primary type, but if we come down here, the number of planets, and I think we should keep the number of planets in line with the platonic solids. So to keep that theme going, that number 5 is really important. So we have D4, D6, D8, D12, D20, so 5. And so we'll have 5 planets. I like that. 5 planets. And it would be fun to have them fit the Kepler cosmology of this one and then this one with how far away they are. So distance is the Kepler cosmology. So I'll have to look that up in a little bit. Planetary movement. Planetaries are worlds orbiting around a central point, or planets are carried on the backs of large world creatures. So they're going to be around a central point, I think. But what other ones has? Planets are mounted on enormous clockwork gears. Planets are tumbling eternally downhill. Even after making one complete trip around the primary body, they are still rolling downhill. The sphere could be divided into 2 distinct and separate hemispheres, with completely different systems in each. The systems could be divided by a flat ocean which stretches to the limits of the sphere, or by an extension of the sphere material itself. Random movement within the sphere. All planets move clockwise in orbit. They move counterclockwise. I think we'll do... Is it counterclockwise that our planets run? Maybe we should have them run the other way. And then these are the characteristics. So do you have an earth type, a fire type, an air type, or a water world? And then the size of them. And how many moons? Do they have rings? So let's do... I don't know if I want a flat world. This is interesting because we're talking about platonic solids, but I could do a cubic world or a regular world, a triangle world here is what it looks like. Oh no, those are the symbols for me to go talk to it. So let's go. Moon. Moons will be no larger than one small Rings. Rings can be asteroid belts, frozen water, or ribbons of fire. Planets, hotter than normal, colder than normal. Planetary placement. This was a fun... I mean, if you're running a Spelljammer game, these are really good. And now we're in Wizard Spells. Okay, so we'll have 5 planets. We'll say planet 1, first planet, will be small, red, and hot. Planet 2 will be Endigar. Planet 3 will be Water Sphere. Planet 4 will be Crumbling Rock Half Planet? Question mark. And Planet 5 will be the furthest away. They rarely see it. It's even difficult to see. But it's got to be bright. Maybe a large diamond. So maybe it's reflective, I guess, is what I want to say. The people believe it to be made of precious gems. And we'll say something happened to this planet that destroyed it. Half ice, but rotating around due to the Coriolis effect. Can't spell. Okay, and then yeah, 1 moon, green. Various ice chunks float around. No moons, lots ring of debris. Can't spell. Okay. And then I would just need to find some names for some of those. But really, I only want a name for the moon right now. I wonder if we go to fantasy name generator. Do you have like things for moons, planets? You must at this point. This is actually really cool. This is a Titan name generator, so that could be useful. So yeah, what is the most misunderstood playable race? And I think Firbolgs are going to be from the Green Moon, and I always think I've said it before, but like the Tom Bombadil of this world, where they are part of it, but they're not. they're not as connected as they're outsiders, I guess is the best way to say it. So they are outsiders. Some Firbolgs live, I can't spell that right. Is that even how you spell Firbolg? They are outsiders. Some are old enough to remember coming from the moon. They are curious and secret explorers. They don't... so I would say even on the moon, Firbolg live in isolation for the most part. And maybe... so then we're establishing there is a way to get from the moon to here. And the Firbolgs hold that secret. So what if a player wants to play a Firbolg? Do they know that secret? No, they can't know that secret yet. So there are native Firbolg to Endegar, but those Firbolg are descendants of Firbolg that came from the moon. Or you tell your player you're from the moon, but you say it's kind of a big secret, don't let it come out. And then they know they have a cool secret. We also kind of established that minotaurs are understanding the world, and there was like a secret dream kind of thing that their collective subconscious writes the history of the world. But I don't think that's tied to the moon. So maybe that's just the cool thing about Firbolgs. I like that. Okay. Like I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen, happy Christmas. I hope you guys are having a great time. I got my Beholder Christmas sweater on. I'm very excited. I mean, follow me on Instagram, and I'll show you all of the cool presents that I got my son and my wife, because they're really fun. And who knows, maybe I'll get something really cool too, and I have to show it off. Everybody needs dice, right? So take care. I will see you guys tomorrow. We've got 4 days left. This is really exciting, coming down to the home stretch. And then I'll try and I won't publish this, but maybe I think within Notion, I can create a PDF. And so maybe I'll create a PDF of this page, and I'll put it up on a shared drive for you guys to check out. So thanks again, everybody. I will see you next time, tomorrow, for more Endegar world building, and go make some planets.